Hello, my name is Kelsey Graham, and I'm going to tell you about the effects of caffeine. Caffeine is found in a lot of the stuff that we use. Caffeine is one of the most commonly used drugs in the world. Yes, I said drug. For the most part, caffeine is safe when used in moderation and has many proven health benefits along with some negative benefits. However, excessive consumption of caffeine may cause potential health problems. Throughout my speech, I will discuss both the benefits and effects of how caffeine affects your body, as well as discuss how to assess your caffeine intake. According to an article written by Hannah Nichols in 2015, caffeine is a crystalline xanthine alkaloid. It is a substance that is produced as end products of nitrogen metabolism in various plants. You would be surprised at which items contain caffeine and how much each item contains. Caffeine is found in many different things that we consume, such as coffee, tea, soft drinks, chocolate, energy, and sports drinks. According to the Food and Drug Administration, caffeine is both a drug and food additive. Caffeine is considered a drug, and unlike other drugs, it is completely legal and inexpensive. Caffeine can be consumed in food, drinks, and even in medicine. Regardless of how it is consumed, it can impact your health in both positive and negative ways. It can change the way you feel and how your brain works. It triggers the central nervous system, which includes the nerves in the brain. Therefore, this is why when you consume caffeine, it can have an impact on how your brain works. The main effect caffeine has on the body is increased alertness and concentration. And if you're a college student like I am, then I'm sure you consume a lot of caffeine to stay alert in class and be able to focus more. Caffeine can also have some negative effects to it, such as jitters and shakes, disrupted sleep, high blood pressure, and dehydration. If you have ever consumed caffeine, which I'm sure you all have, then I'm almost positive that you have experienced both the negative and positive effects of caffeine consumption on your body. A new study has shown that drinking 3 cups of coffee per day may help with Alzheimer's disease. Studies have found that people older than 65 years who had higher blood levels of caffeine developed Alzheimer's 2 to 4 years later than those over 65 who had lower level of caffeine in their blood levels. They are still unsure of how caffeine helps delay the development of Alzheimer's, but they believe it involves beta amyloid, which is a protein that accumulates in the brain. And like I stated earlier in my speech, caffeine triggers the central nervous system, which includes the nerves in the brain. According to the Mayo Clinic, a healthy amount of caffeine intake for an adult in a day is around 400 milligrams or less, which amounts to 4 cups of coffee, 10 cans of Coke, or 2 energy shot drinks. This is an average for adults, and though it is safe for them, children should not consume this amount. The recommended amount for children is no more than 100 milligrams of caffeine a day. It is important to monitor your intake of caffeine in moderation. There are many alternatives to caffeine, such as low or no caffeine sodas and many different alternatives to energy drinks. This is just a chart that shows the different drinks and how much caffeine is included in each. Right here I have a can of Coke, 12 fluid ounces, and it contains 40 milligrams of caffeine. And then I have a Red Bull the same size that contains 80 milligrams. And this just goes to show that they're the same size, but they both contain different amounts of caffeine in them. And then this shows caffeine in energy drinks. Obviously, energy drinks hold the most caffeine in them, so they make alternatives for these as well. And this is just some pictures of caffeine-free drinks that you can get. I hope you now know what caffeine is and how it impacts your body. Caffeine is produced from plants and is added to the foods we eat and the substances we drink. Caffeine can affect people both positively and negatively. Caffeine can make you more alert, which is why some people drink coffee or soda in the morning because it gets them going. If you consume too much caffeine, it can raise your blood pressure and increase your heart rate, which can lead to further health problems. This is why it is advised for one to drink caffeine moderately. Monitoring the amount of caffeine that you consume will help you know whether or not you are consuming too much. People do not realize that caffeine is a highly consumed drug, but now you know what caffeine is, and you know both the positive and negative effects it has on your body, and why one should moderate their consumption of caffeine.
Kelsey.